afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Points Racing here in Season 2 of the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series. Coming off the heels of a very exciting All-Star race weekend, we are back at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the longest race of the season. This is the Coca-Cola 600. We so far have had 13 races with points on the line. In those 13 races, we have had 12 different drivers go to victory lane. So as of right now, you can definitely bet that the playoff grid is getting very congested. And as we enter into our final 13 races of the regular season, this is the part of the season that I call the chase towards the chase for the championship, which means that we will be seeing what the playoff grid would look like at the beginning of each race up to this point when we get to the regular season finale. At this point in time, out of the 12 drivers that have gone to victory lane, only 10 of them are up inside the top 30 in points. So currently, 10 drivers would be in the playoff grid via wins, and 6 drivers would currently be in the playoff grid via points. But obviously, with 13 races still to go in the regular season, a lot of that's going to change. I really think we're going to be in the same kind of a scenario that we were in last year, where we're going to have more than 16 drivers go to victory lane, and we're going to see multiple drivers that have won this year still not make it into the playoffs. Seth Cole will line up on the pole position for tonight's event. He's still looking for his first career win in the Duracell Cup Series. He's 14th in the points coming into this race, so a win would certainly help them to maybe secure a playoff position. And one driver comes into this race at this point in time very much in control of a playoff spot. That is Michael Norman, who starts on the outside of the front row. Michael Norman is the first two-time winner this season, picking up wins at our 2 dirt track stops. He won at Springfield, and then he won a couple of weeks ago at the final regular season race of the first half of the regular season at the Fuel Motorsports Park. So he is a 2-time winner. He is 18th coming into this race in the point standings, so definitely looks like if he can keep that car in the top 30 in the point standings, he will for certain be one of our 16 competitors for the championship. Let's go down trackside though. Let's get those most famous words in motorsports, and let's get ready for an 84-lap extravaganza.
Drivers, start your engines.
Command is given. Defending winner of this race is Jordan Lopez, and the All-Star race winner this weekend was Jose Mills. So expect Blue Oval Automotive to be very strong in this race, as you see the starting grid on the right side of your screen. Let's give you your top 10, the points coming into this race. Ryan Acosta, still the overall points leader, 22 points in hand over Matt McIntyre. Carter Friesen is third. Jordan Lopez, the defending winner of this race, is fourth. And Mitchell Collins right now is fifth. 38 points separate the top 5. Carson Gum, Austin LaPlante, Dylan Young, Benjamin Miles, and Zach Rogers. That is your top 10. You will notice that after the starting grid has finished, you will see what the playoff grid looks like coming into this race. Right now, the drivers in on points currently would be Ryan Acosta, Carter Friesen, Mitchell Collins, Austin LaPlante, Benjamin Miles, and Zach Rogers. All 6 of those drivers right now inside the top 10 in the overall points. 84 laps of racing. Let's see who's got what it takes. This is going to be a long one. It's going to be a grueling one. And we're underway. Let's roll in the Coke 600. Couple of things we've got to document. Number 1, it's overcast here. Our All-Star Race Open and All-Star Race Main Event were run in the sunshine, so you got to think there's going to be a little bit of extra grip for these drivers, which means we may see them be able to keep from getting into the wall. We saw a number of drivers overstep the cushion in turns 2 and 4, slide up into the outside wall in our All-Star Race weekend. So hopefully we'll be able to see these drivers be able to keep it at least a little bit more underneath them if they're stuck up on that outside line. The speeds are also going to increase here with more grip being overcast, as Michael Norman's going to take the race lead right now very quickly away from Seth Cole. Another thing, too, that we're going to have to keep an eye on is if we do manage to go into long green flag runs, we've established that the fuel window is about 25 to 27 laps. So we will, if we manage to make it that far, we will see these drivers hitting pit road around that time. It may actually be a little bit sooner than that, I'm thinking, because if we are running faster lap times, they're going to consume maybe a little bit more fuel. And the caution flag is out early on lap 3. I think the leader, Michael Norman, had already crossed the line before the caution lights came on. So these guys are racing back to the start-finish line. Norman will be the leader. Ryan Butcher now moves up to second. Seth Cole third. Rogers fourth. And an incident, looks like, off of turn 4 is going to put us under the caution for the first time here today. We had, I think it was 4 cautions in the All-Star race. And I'll be very surprised if we don't have at least a few here in the Coke 600. And Levi McIntyre was involved in this one. And it looks like maybe his teammate might have been in it as well. Chris Dalberton. Benny Watson was collected up as well. He's got some right side damage. Jessica Shelton, a lot of damage on the front and left side of her Pro Pack Chevrolet Camaro. Austin LaPlante had a great run in the All-Star race. He was caught up in this. A lot of damage on his Ally Banking Chevrolet. And these drivers are all going fast because they're trying to catch up. Some drivers were past the start-finish line when the caution came out, and some of them were behind it. So I think a lot of drivers slowed down for when they hit the start-finish line. Now they're having to catch back up to the pacing line. We got some drivers on pit road. The top 3 hit pit lane. Actually, the top 4 hit pit lane. Norman, Butcher, Cole, and Rogers, and a whole bunch of others coming down there with them. But we also had a number of drivers decide to stay out, including Jesse Turner, who is going to cycle to the race lead when we go back green. He stayed out along with Mitchell Collins, William Brock, Carson Gum, Johnny Gardner, Wyatt Quayle, Matt Haas, Cole Baker, Keith Batson, and Matt McIntyre. They all stayed out. So that's about 10 cars that decide to stay out here, gain track position rather than tires. We'll see if that works out for them. For now, we're going to go back and see what brought out the caution for the first time here tonight at Charlotte. Well, I thought with more grip here, being overcast, they wouldn't overstep the cushion. Apparently, I was wrong. Coming off turn 4 here, Keith Batson and Austin LaPlante both way up high. Well, I actually, if I'm perfectly honest, I don't think LaPlante got the wall. I think he might have actually checked up for Keith Batson, who did get the wall. And Chris Dallerton was all over his left rear quarter panel and hooked him around. Boy, a near miss there for Carter Friesen. Holy cow. Look at Matt McIntyre dart down to the inside to get through. Casey Nanico with a near miss as well. Shelton got into Levi McIntyre. Looks like Ryan Acosta, our overall points leader, might have gotten a little piece. Yep, he did as well. So there were about maybe 6 cars that got collected up in that one. McIntyre, Dallerton, Watson, Acosta, Shelton, and LaPlante. But for the most part, that was it. And to be honest, I think that wreck could have easily been avoided if Chris Dallerton hadn't been all over Austin LaPlante's left rear quarter panel. LaPlante did what he had to do. He checked up so he didn't run over Keith Batson. And Dallerton just didn't give him any room to maneuver. Ran right into him. So that is what brought out a very early caution here in the Coca-Cola 600. Let's go back for the green, as I believe your race leader is Jesse Turner. And Jesse Turner is used to being out in front here at Charlotte, just not the 1.5 mile configuration. He had the checkered flag last year in the Charlotte Roval race. Trying to win here at the 1.5 mile speedway. Nobody out of the race after what we just saw take place. We'll have to see if they're all up to speed or not. I'd be a little concerned about Shelton having front end damage, but we'll have to see if she's up to speed or not. The top 10 drivers did not pit. So from 11th on back are on fresher tires, and right now that group is being led by Michael Norman in 11th. So Turner, Collins, Brock, Gum, Gardner, Quayle, Haas, Baker, Batson, and McIntyre, they're going to be about 2 to 3 laps shorter on fuel than everybody else. Green flag back in the air here on lap number 8. A lot of maneuvering up here at the front of the field. Collins went high, Gardner went low, Baker went high. And Collins is going to get the wall. Here comes William Brock, who finished runner-up in the All-Star race here. He's going to move to the race lead. 3 wide behind him. Carson Gum stuck up top side there. Ooh, into the wall. Contact with Matt Haas. Keeps it straight, though. So far, we're still green, I believe. Wyatt Quayle was the only driver to DNF in the All-Star race. He's up to 3rd right now, that Hershey's Toyota Camry. Matt Haas, another Camry right behind him. There's Cole Baker in the 11. Baker won the Daytona 500. Ooh, that was close. Little contact there between Quayle and Turner. Gardner got the wall off there, off of turn 4, and oh man! Derek Hamill almost through the grass. He saved it. He may be a rookie, but that was a heck of a save by the 31 car. As they're all wadded up here, it's like an accordion effect. They spread out and then they all compress when someone brushes the wall off turn 4 or turn 2. Got a car on pit road, Chris Dollerton in the 43. Don't know if that is a regularly scheduled stop or not. Sounds like somebody else was on pit road as well. That's Vince Almriego in the 42, just now leaving pit road. Don't know if this is regularly scheduled for those two or not, as Matt Haas further back there into the wall, just in front of our All-Star Race winner, Jose Mills. He's now taken 3 wide. Dylan Young goes to the bottom, and they're going to be 3 wide, 2 rows deep coming off turn 4 here. Jesse Turner way up the track into the wall, off the passenger side door of Carson Gunn. As long as they brush the wall and don't get hooked in the quarter panel, I think they're able to keep it straight. Cody Lamas moved up the track there by Benjamin Miles. That's a battle for 4th. Battle for 2nd going on ahead of them. Cole Baker and Wyatt Quayle going at it. And all this happening right now behind the race leader, William Brock. Ryan Butcher right there. Keith Batson had a strong car in the All-Star race, and he's up here inside of the top 10. Look at Cody Lamas forcing his way up the middle 3 wide. Didn't really gain him much. He is going to pass Wyatt Quayle for a position, and now he goes to the inside of Benjamin Miles. Cody Lamas coming into this second half of the regular season right now is your rookie points leader. 2 points in hand over Derek Hamill, 3 in hand over Sebastian Kukulon, and 5 points up on both Casey Nanico and Marcus Sachi. Believe it or not, the only rookie to win this season, Alexander Rowe, is 6th of the 6 rookies as far as the points go. But he's only 6 points out of the rookie points lead, so it's still very close amongst our 6 rookies for the Rookie of the Year honors. I want to jump back here to the 42 of Vince Almriego. We know that he is a lap down. He and Dollerton both were on pit road. I want to see if there's like any difference in speed and maneuverability with fresh tires to old. Somebody else was on pit road there too. I couldn't see who that was. Trying to see. Nope, can't see who that is. We're going to check it out here. Jordan Lopez just made a pit stop. The defending winner of this race. And it was Austin LaPlante was the car I saw on pit road. So we've got a lot of varying strategies here. Dollerton and Almriego pitted a few laps ago. Jordan Lopez just pitted, as did Austin LaPlante. So they apparently are of the mindset this thing's going to go green the rest of the way, and I think they're trying to put themselves in a window where they would only have to pit maybe 2 more times. Well, I hope William Brock has enjoyed his race lead because it's getting eaten into. Cody Lamas, Cole Baker, and Benjamin Miles are quickly reeling him in, so there could be a 4-man fight for the race lead in just a few moments. Dylan Young now up into the 5th spot. He's just got around Matt Haas for that position. And we've got more drivers on pit road. That was the 77 of Casey Nanico and the 57 of Matthew Rodriguez that I saw. Lot of varying strategies here. Some drivers short pitting, some drivers not. We're getting close to the point where the top 10 drivers that stayed out under that first caution are going to have to be on pit road. I would say they'll probably be on pit lane somewhere around lap 28 to 30. It's about 25 to 27 laps you can make on fuel. We had that caution come out on lap 3, so I would say as far as lap 30 is the furthest they could stretch it. And the battle for the lead is on. Teammates up front. Miles and Brock out of Northeast Motorsports. And we've got some other players up here as well that want to be in the conversation. Cole Baker, Cody Lamas, Dylan Young, Matt Haas, and there's Jose Mills as well there in the 7th position. They're catching up to traffic. These are drivers that have been on pit road already and I believe are a lap down. Jordan Lopez, I don't know why I want to keep calling the 38 Jose Mills. Jordan Lopez, Matthew Rodriguez, they've been on pit road already. Vince Almriego has been on pit road. There's Casey Nanico. He's been on pit road. Jessica Shelton, I don't know if she's been on pit road or if she's just off the pace, and these drivers that have already pitted are going around her for position. I didn't see her duck onto pit lane, but that doesn't mean she hasn't made a pit stop. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it isn't so. And the battle for the lead is on again. Miles to the inside, Brock on the outside. And as these drivers battle amongst themselves, we've got some more drivers reeling them in. Matt McIntyre, Ryan Butcher, the lap car of Vince Almriego, and Derek Hamill, who had that great save on the front straightaway, now up there in the 10th position. Trying to remember who stayed out. I know that the 8 and the 7 stayed out. And I believe Cole Baker stayed out as well. Wow, Matt McIntyre just ran the apron there in turn 1. That's not a good idea. And Benjamin Miles going to get away with the race lead. Someone out of fuel up here? Someone was really slow out of 2. I thought it might have been the 88 of William Brock. No, I guess not. Maybe someone had to check up. But I think that in order to know just exactly how far they can go, we're going to have to watch the 8 of Matt Haas, the 7 of Matt McIntyre, and the 11 of Cole Baker. I believe they were part of the 10 drivers that stayed out under that first caution. Jose Mills ducks out of line here. He'll go to the inside of rookie Cody Lamas for the 2nd position. Ooh, that was contact. Definitely was contact between those two. Jose Mills backing out of it. I'm hearing some engines up ahead. Traffic that Benjamin Miles will have to start dealing with. Jessica Shelton will be the first of those. Right now, Shelton is in the 39th position, so she is not running dead last. We might have a car out of the race. I'm trying to look for 40th place. Is Almriego in 40th? Oh yeah, Almriego's in 40th. Okay, so Almriego right now is last on the scoring pylon. So all 40 cars are still running. Benjamin Miles. Last season, he was the only Northeast Motorsports driver not to go to victory lane. So far this season, Northeast Motorsports only has one win. That was their rookie Alexander Rowe winning at Pikes Peak. But Benjamin Miles, if you look at it, there have been 5 Northeast Motorsports drivers. 4 of them have gone to victory lane in these 2 seasons. Miles is the only one who has not. How cool would it be for him to win one of the crown jewel races here in the Coke 600? He's also coming into this race with an awful lot of momentum. He's running very well in the overall point standings. 9th in points coming into this one. Carter Friesen in the 37 on pit road. A lot of drivers with different strategies. There's another driver that qualified well that was on pit road up near the front of the pit lane, it looked like. Jesse Turner, that's the car I saw. Some other drivers now hitting pit road. Johnny Gardner, William Brock, Matt Haas, and Cole Baker. So there are going to be a lot of drivers on very different strategies. Kyle Matthews going up the middle as Wyatt Quayle, Keith Batson are on pit road. That was 11th and 13th, I believe, that they pitted from. I think the 75 of Benny Watson may have also made a pit stop with where he is currently on track. And here comes the race leader, Benjamin Miles, to pit road. Matt McIntyre is in as well. Carson Gumb's going to pit. That turns the race lead over to our all-star race winner, Jose Mills, in the 98. Yikes. That was interesting. Hamill trying to make a pass on Almriego. Cody Lamas trying to make a pass on them both. I think Cody was just trying to get to the inside because he's coming to pit road. Oh, Benny Watson apparently had not been to pit lane yet. He's now in pit road to the attention of his crew. Derek Hamill is in. Michael Norman, Alexander Rowe, Jack Mitchell, Sebastian Kukulon, Levi McIntyre all pitting. So now we're waiting on the 98 of Jose Mills. Dylan Young, Ryan Butcher, Ryan Brommer, James Qualls, Kyle Matthews, they all still have to pit, and here comes the 98. Dylan Young's in as well. That turns the race lead over to Ryan Brommer and Ryan Butcher, who are going to battle each other. Qualls is in. Matthews is in. Adam Garcia, Trey Wright, Seth Cole, Ryan Acosta. They're all on pit road. Let's go back to that battle for the race lead between the 9 and the 78. Ryan Brommer's going to take the spot. He led the lap, too, so he'll get that bonus point. Now Butcher down to the inside. Is Butcher battling for the lead, or is he trying to get to the inside line to come to pit road this time? And there's your answer. He's going to pit. So, too, is Ryan Brommer. Marcus Sachi, he stayed out. He's coming down. Same for Zach Rogers. Charles Sanford, I believe, is the last one, and he's on pit road now. So I think that's everybody. I think everybody now has hit pit road. And we're going to see where Benjamin Miles cycles around, and there's your answer. Right there, I believe, was the exchange for the race lead between himself and Jose Mills. And, boy, Jose Mills is actually going to lose quite a number of spots. He just lost first, second, third, and fourth right there, as Benjamin Miles is going to cycle back to the race lead. He'll have to wait for this next lap here, as he's got to get around Ryan Brommer. There you go, right there. That pass on Ryan Brommer was the official pass for the race lead. So Benjamin Miles now back out in front. Just had an exchange for second. Matt McIntyre getting around Derek Hamill. Cole Baker now looking for third. We'll give you a full field rundown as soon as Miles crosses the line, as we have completed our first round of green flag pit stops. And now the question is, what's everybody on as far as how much further they can make it? Can any of these drivers make it on one more stop? Well, Miles is the leader. Matt McIntyre is second. Cole Baker's third. Fourth is Derek Hamill. Fifth place right now, William Brock. Sixth is Jose Mills. Seventh is Matt Haas. Eighth, Cody Lamas. Ninth is Casey Nanico. And completing your top 10 is Mitchell Collins. And 11th is Ryan Brommer. 12th is Austin LaPlante. Chris Dollerton right now in 13th. Remember, he was on pit road a lot earlier, so he's definitely off sequence, though. 14th is Wyatt Quayle. 15th is Carson Gumbs. 16th, Dylan Young. 17th is Johnny Gardner. 18th, Jesse Turner. James Qualls is 19th. And completing your top 20 is Keith Batson. 21st is Adam Garcia. 22nd, Carter Friesen. 23rd place under contest, it's going to go to Kyle Matthews. 24th will be Matthew Rodriguez. 25th, Ryan Butcher. 26th, Jordan Lopez. 27th is Marcus Sachi. 28th, Jack Mitchell. 29th is Michael Norman. And completing your top 30 is Trey Wright. Alexander Rowe back in the 31st position. Zach Rogers is 32nd. 33rd is Jessica Shelton. 34th, Charles Sanford. 35th is Levi McIntyre. Pole sitter Seth Cole all the way back in the 36th position. Ryan Acosta, the points leader, is in 37th. 38th is Sebastian Kukulon, and I believe he is the last car on the lead lap. Benny Watson was just put a lap down in 39th, and I believe the 40th position right now is Vince Almriego in the 42. Yes, he is. He is a lap down as well. So right now, all 40 cars still running, 38 of them on the lead lap. Benjamin Miles has a 2-second lead back to Matt McIntyre. We'll have to see if that lead gets eaten into, though, because of the fact that Benjamin Miles had to deal with the slower machine of Benny Watson. 2/10 gained that time by the 7. Vince Almriego was just on pit road, as was Jessica Shelton, and I believe Chris Dollerton, who was up in the top 15, just now hit pit road again also. So, like I mentioned, he was way off sequence with everybody else. And so now he is, again, off sequence, as I'm pretty certain he was the one I saw on pit road. Yep, that is the case. So now he's back to the 38th position again. But that will probably change if all these drivers do another round of pit stops. As I look at it, Chris Dollerton, I don't know, he might be able to make it on just one more pit stop, where all these other drivers might have to pit twice. That might be the strategy he's got. We're going to have to obviously wait a while to see if that's going to be the end result. Right now, the last thing Chris Dalton wants to see is a caution flag, obviously, is Benjamin Miles to the inside of Jessica Shelton. Shelton right now is a lap down because we saw her just moments ago on pit road. Matt McIntyre just got around Benny Watson, so he is quickly reeling in Benjamin Miles for the race lead. Matt McIntyre, if he wins, it would be his second win of the season. It would be the second driver to have multiple wins out of Michael Norman Motorsports this season, and it would be the fourth win on the year for Michael Norman Motorsports as an organization. Remember, he won at Texas in that photo finish with Jose Mills, so he knows how to get it done at the DJ 8.5 track. This is the battle for third, best battle towards the front. Cody Lamas, the rookie, trying to hold off William Brock. And not too far behind them, you've got Jose Mills and rookie Derek Hamill in a pretty spirited battle. Cole Baker and Matt Haas actually in that battle as well. Driver just cracked up inside the top 10. That is Wyatt Quayle. A well-needed run for Wyatt Quayle. 38th in the points coming into this race. He is outside of the cut line. So he needs to run well here in the second half of the regular season for his Las Vegas win to count towards a playoff spot. We've already documented last season where he had a win at Dover, but he was outside the top 30 in the point standings, and that win did not count towards a playoff spot. Just saw Casey Nanico on the pit lane there in the 77. So the continuation of the pit sequences continuing to happen here at Charlotte. And there's just so many different strategies, so many different drivers pitting on so many different laps. I cannot figure out right now who's got the advantage. And of course, if a caution comes out, that's just going to blow all this strategy to smithereens. The other driver that comes into this race outside the top 30 in the points is rookie Alexander Rowe. He's 33rd in points. Now let's see where the 24 is currently at. There he is. He is currently scored in 24th position. Rowe came into this one 4 points behind 30th in the standings cut line, and Wyatt Quayle came in just about 40 points back. So both of them right now could be making slight gains to get up there. Whoa! Marcus Sacchi down there on the apron. And he almost got hooked by Ryan Butcher, and that checked up the entire inside line. Pretty impressive showing for the rookies out of Team Chevy Autosport. Not just because they're running well right now, but also you had Derek Hamill with that amazing save early on, and Marcus Sacchi with a good save right there in turn 1. Just had an exchange for 10th. Ryan Brommer going around Dylan Young. Meanwhile, up towards the front, Benjamin Miles has increased his lead again over Matt McIntyre, now passing Matthew Rodriguez. And as soon as I say that, Matthew Rodriguez is going to pass him right back. I believe Matt Rod is off the sequence. He is currently either a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap. He is 2 laps down, but that's only because he was on pit road not too long ago. He will probably cycle back on to the lead lap when the race leaders all hit pit lane. We actually are going to probably have a battle for second place here momentarily. Cody Lamas has been able to break free of William Brock. He's starting to reel in Matt McIntyre. Brock was battling moments ago with Jose Mills for the 4th position, but now he is in control of that spot. Austin LaPlante and Benny Watson battling here. They are both a lap down, but I believe Watson is only 1 lap down. LaPlante is 2 down. Matt Haas right now in the 6th position as Cole Baker, Wyatt Quayle, Derek Hamill mix it up from 7th back through 9th. This all going on behind the lap machine of Vince Almriego. Almriego still dead last. Derek Hamill now going to battle with Cole Baker, and Baker's going to clear him. Almost didn't. Hamill almost got into the back of him. that time by. Matt McIntyre ate into Benjamin Miles' lead, and as soon as I see that, it just increased again because Cody Lamas reeled Matt McIntyre in, and he has taken the second position. They're going to have to deal with Jessica Shelton before they can deal with Benjamin Miles, although it looks like Miles may be backing up his corners a little bit here because Shelton's about to bypass him. Matthew Rodriguez, you can see, has driven away from the 33. I think Benjamin Miles is saving. Yeah, you could hear right there. I don't know if you heard that brief moment he clutched going into the corner. So he is saving fuel. Cody Lamas into second. Now battle for third. William Brock and Matt McIntyre, and Jose Mills in this mix as well. And Brock is on pit road from the 4th position. So this is the second round of green flag pit stops for our race leaders, and this is taking place with about 34 laps to go. They cannot make it on fuel at this point. They'd still be about 7 laps short. So like I said, I would be looking in the direction of drivers like maybe Matthew Rodriguez, maybe Chris Dollerton. Drivers that I think will only have to pit one more time. Jordan Lopez would actually fit into that criteria as well, along with Mitchell Collins and Casey Nanico. These guys right here that you're looking at here, these could be the guys you'll be seeing racing for the win in the closing stages of this race as more drivers hit pit road. Matt Haas, Wyatt Quayle's in, Matt McIntyre, Jesse Turner, Johnny Gardner, Carter Friesen just finished up his pit stop. Cole Baker was on pit road as well in the 11. Still waiting on the 33 of Benjamin Miles, as well as second place Cody Lamas. Miles still staying out there. His lap time's definitely backed down before this pit stop, so we'll have to see if that's going to lose him any position on track, and he's coming to pit road this time. Cody Lamas will pit as well. Jose Mills, however, will stay out in the 98. I think he's about 2 laps better on fuel than these drivers, because I think he stayed out on the last round of green flag pit stops as well. Derek Hamill will pit. Lap car Benny Watson's in. There's Alexander Rowe in the 24. See if Jose Mills pits this time, or will he go one more lap? And he's going to come to pit road. Ryan Brommer will probably stay out one more lap. Yes, he will, as will Dylan Young. Brommer was about 1 lap later to pit road on the last round than the 98 of Jose Mills. I think we've got basically the same cars staying out that extra lap that stayed out the last time on the extra lap. Brommer, Young, Marcus Sachi, Zach Rogers, Ryan Butcher, Kyle Matthews, James Qualls, and Charles Sanford. And I still think these guys are all going to have to pit at least one more time. What I'm going to want to do is when we finally cycle around the pit stops, I'm going to want to see who of these drivers that we've seen pitting earlier, who's the lead one of those. And I think that's actually right here. Nope, not here. Where's that group? Right here. I think right here. Collins, Dollerton, Matt Haas. Well, actually, Matt Haas, I think, is... I think Matt Haas is on the sequence with the leaders that we saw coming to pit road. So I don't think he's actually part of this. I think Dollerton, Lopez, and Collins. I think right here is where we're looking at. For drivers that will have to come to pit road one more time, but I think will then be able to make it to the checkered flag. Collins is up to 16th right now. This is going to be interesting. Trying to see if there's anybody else up here towards the front that's off sequence, and no, that's the furthest up right now. Collins, Dollerton, Matt Haas, and Jordan Lopez. Let's see where these guys cycle around here this time. We're going to be seeing these guys on pit road again within the next 5 to 10 laps, because they are off sequence with everybody else. But I think they might cycle around to somewhere around 4th, 5th position. Dollerton just crossed the line in 8th. So they are up inside the top 10 here before they're going to have to hit pit road. They're 8th, 9th, and 10th right now, I believe. So this could, depending on what kind of laps they're able to lay down here on this last green flag run, this could potentially be the drivers that will be able to make it the rest of the way when everybody else is going to have to pit in the closing stages. Now these three, the 43, 38, and 22, they're going to have to come to pit road in just a few more laps because they are off pit sequence. They were pitting a few laps after all the race leaders were pitting. But they should be within the fuel window now to be able to make it the rest of the way. If they pit now, they would be right on that window of 27 laps. See when they come to pit road here. Nope, they're not going to pit yet. We'll keep an eye on that. Every lap that they're able to continue to run right now is one more lap they don't have to worry about saving on the next run. This is a battle for second going on between Matt McIntyre and Cody Lamas, as Benjamin Miles still out in front with the race lead. But I'm pretty certain that Miles, nor Lamas, nor McIntyre, nor Brock, nor Mills will be able to make it. There's Almriego on pit road, along with Jessica Shelton, so I think we're going to see this group down pit road momentarily. Yep, here comes Dollarton. So Dollarton may be giving up a top 10 right now, but remember, this, I believe, is his final stop in this race. This is the last time he will have to hit pit road. He will be good to go the rest of the way. And he pitted from the 8th position. Let's find out about Collins and Lopez. Do they come to pit road this time? I think Collins is coming. Lopez is not. So Lopez is staying out a little bit longer. In order for this strategy to work, though, they cannot afford to have a caution flag come out. That would completely kill the strategy. So if my calculations are correct, we're going to be seeing Benjamin Miles, Cody Lamas, all these guys come into pit road in the closing stages of this race somewhere around between laps 75 to 78. They cannot make it the entire rest of the way on fuel. They came to pit road with roughly about 32, 33 laps remaining. And the fuel window only goes to 27 laps. And especially with the field all spread out the way they are, there's no way that they're going to be able to utilize a lot of draft to be able to save fuel. So they will be on pit road before this race is over, and it will be within the 10 laps to go margin. Right now, if you're Chris Dollarton and Mitchell Collins, you've made your bed, you got to lie in it. The only thing you can do to help yourself right now is try and get out there with maybe another race car and try and lay down the fastest possible lap times you can. Make up as much ground on the race leaders as you possibly can, so that when the pit stop cycle around, you're going to find yourself in a better position. Remember, they were in, 8th and 9th, I think, when the cycle of pit stops happened that time. If they can find themselves up around 3rd, 4th place with the cycle of pit stops, they could have themselves in the battle for the win. Cody Lamas, a great run here for the rookie points leader. Looking really strong here tonight. I've said it before and I'll say it again, our 6 rookies really are not rookies. They've raced in other series and everything. They've got experience at tracks that we go to. It's just their first season of the Duracell Cup Series, so it's a mandatory thing that they have to wear the rookie stripes. But I guarantee you, the yellow stripes on the back bumper do not in any way reflect the experience that is sitting in the driver's seat. This is our battle right here for the 4th position. William Brock and Matt Haas. Jose Mills trying to close in on this as they're racing around the lap machine of Jessica Shelton. LaPlante now coming back onto the racetrack as Derek Hamill and Cole Baker continue their battle. It's now for the 7th position, and that could have almost been a caution as Derek Hamill, no fear, shot right up the middle between Almriego and Austin LaPlante going into turn 3. Wyatt Quayle right now is in the 9th spot, and we've got 3 rookies up inside the top 10. Wasn't it Darlington where a lot of rookies finished up inside of the top 10? You would think that these would be the tough tracks, the tough races, but the rookies have really adapted well. Right now, Ryan Brommer is in the 11th spot. Now, Ryan Brommer went the furthest of the leaders on fuel. But even he, I think, would be somewhere 3 to 4 laps short of making it to the start-finish line for the checkered flag. I think Jordan Lopez has made his pit stop. I want to see where he, Dollerton, and Collins are in relation to each other. There's Collins, there's Dollerton, and there's Lopez. They're all together. But right now, Collins is the highest up of them. He's in 33rd, Dollerton 34th, Lopez 35th. Now, Jordan Lopez already has a win this season at Michigan, so he can afford this kind of strategy. Collins and Dollerton, however, for them, this is a Hail Mary move to try and get themselves into a possible playoff position. Right now, Lopez and Dollerton are battling amongst themselves. It's allowing Mitchell Collins to gap them a little bit, which I don't think is such a good idea. I think that really these three should get themselves lined up nose to tail, start laying down some draft laps here. Lopez is going to pull away from Dollerton, so maybe these three will accordion back up together. And we just had a change for the lead. Cody Lamas just got around Benjamin Miles, and now he is out in front. This was all going on behind that pack of cars we were just looking at, who right now, I believe, are a lap down. Miles falls back to second. Matt McIntyre now hounding him for that runner-up spot as Cody Lamas shows the way. We've already had a rookie winner this season in Alexander Rowe. Cody Lamas would love to be the second, but I can't stress enough, these drivers you're seeing battling for the race lead, they cannot make it on fuel. And I think I know why Benjamin Miles lost the race lead. They caught traffic. They caught Casey Nanico and Matthew Rodriguez. And that might have been what slowed up the 33 and allowed Cody Lamas to catch him and take the race lead away. This is actually a battle on track for position for 36th between these two drivers. Don't know if these guys might be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel or not. I think they will. I think they pitted after Dollerton, Collins, and Lopez, so I think they can make it on fuel as well. So as Cody Lamas continues to lead, he's all by himself. There's no way that he is saving fuel. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense because I don't think that these drivers are going to be able to save 7 laps of gasoline. Miles now back on the bumper of Matt McIntyre for second. That is allowing Cody Lamas to be able to gap these guys, but right now, as things stand, this could either be the battle for the race lead, or this could be the battle for around 4th, 5th place. It's really all going to depend on where Collins, Lopez, and Dollerton cycle around. Remember, they cycled around in 8th, 9th, and 10th on the last run. So they did not cycle around to the race lead. Let's bear that in mind. It's really all going to depend on the laps they've laid down here on this green flag run as to whether they're going to have themselves up here in the front in the closing stages. Right now, this battling going on here with McIntyre and Miles, that's helping just the least little bit. But with Cody Lamas pulling away, it would then be Cody Lamas that they would have to focus their attention on. Collins has definitely gapped both Lopez and Dollerton, so right now I think the pressure is on the 22 team as to where they're going to cycle around when the pit stops are finished. Jordan Lopez won this race 1 year ago on strategy. He's off sequence on a strategy of his own. Is there something he knows we don't know? Could he maybe on strategy win back-to-back seasons? But right now, the favorite looks like it's Cody Lamas. It's really all going to depend on the pit stop, though. Carter Friesen's on pit road. Cole Baker's on pit road. And Baker is one of the leaders. So the fuel window is open. These drivers now are going to have to pit, as we are now at 10 laps to go. So if you're Cody Lamas, when do you decide to pit? You're going to have to, but when do you do it? He's going to stay out this time. And second and third are going to pit. They're going to try and get the fresher tires against Cody Lamas. So they are on pit road, Matt McIntyre and Benjamin Miles from 2nd and 3rd place. So now I think Cody Lama's hand's been forced. I think now he's going to have to pit this time. And here he comes. So Cody's going to pit from the lead. Derek Hamill will probably pit. Marcus Sacchi can stay out a couple of laps, he and Jose Mills. But they will have to be in within the next 2 laps, I think. Ryan Brommer, you see there, he'll have to pit within the next 3 laps. Because he was the highest runner that was able to stretch it the farthest of anybody on the last 2 runs. And I want to find that 22 car of Mitchell Collins. I want to see where he is in relation to Cody Lamas. Lamas, I think, just left pit road. Yes, he did. Don't know if there was an exchange between him and Mitchell Collins or not for any position, as I believe Jose Mills was just on pit road. Marcus Sacchi still staying out. There is Lamas. We'll have to see where he is in relation to everybody else in just a moment. But right now, your race leader is Marcus Sacchi, and he stays out another lap. Ryan Brommer's going to pit. So Sacchi must have been saving there under that green flag run, because he's making it further than Brommer. And Brommer, I think, was about 1 lap better than Marcus Sacchi. There's the 84 of Lamas. There's McIntyre, there's Miles, there's Butcher. That's the battle right there, possibly for the race lead, possibly for the win as Marcus Sacchi pits. We're waiting on the 78 of Butcher, he's in. Dylan Young is in as well. Zach Rogers stays out. So Rogers is the leader now. Seth Cole had stayed out, as had Charles Sanford and Ryan Acosta. I don't know if any of them stayed out an extra lap. Doesn't look like it. There's the 22 of Collins. He came out behind Jose Mills, who came out behind Brock, who came out behind Baker. So it doesn't look like Collins is going to cycle around to any higher, as Rogers is in, than around the 8th position. Battle is on potentially here for 2nd between Miles and McIntyre. And there is Cody Lamas, who I think is going to cycle around to the race lead, but he's going to have traffic to deal with here in Vince Almriego and Jessica Shelton. Can Miles and McIntyre reel in the 84? At the line that time, it's about 1.7 seconds from Cody back to Benjamin. And now Cody has caught up to the 02 and the 42, who are both somewhat off the pace, so this could slow Cody down. Remember, it was traffic that really held up Benjamin Miles and allowed Cody Lamas to get to him and take the race lead away. So will it be a little bit of vice versa here for Cody Lamas? This time by at the line, Cody's the leader, gap back to 2nd, 1.47 seconds. And Cody got the apron right there. Benjamin Miles is closing. Matt McIntyre's in 3rd, Matt Haas is 4th, Marcus Sacchi 5th, Brommer 6th, 7th Hamill, 8th is Adam Garcia. What a great run for him. He's come from out of nowhere up into the top 10 as the battle for 9th is on here between Brock, Baker, and the 11th place car of Ryan Butcher. Mitchell Collins only in 17th, so the strategy did not work out for him or Dollarton, who actually just hit pit lane, or Jordan Lopez. Look at this. Miles gets around Shelton. He's got Cody Lamas in his sights, but he's only going to have 1 more lap to work with here, as this time by the white flag will be displayed, but he's in the draft of the 84. Miles with a big run as he closes in. Oh, he's going to have a shot at Cody here on the back straightaway. Drives it in deep into turn 1. On the apron a bit. Can he get the run down the back straightaway? Here comes Miles, peeking low. Cody's got to defend. He's not going to be able to. Miles with a big run. He's going to clear him possibly. Here comes Cody, battling back on the high side. Can he get back here at the line? No, he gets cleared. Benjamin Miles on the final lap wins the Coke 600. How about that? Benjamin Miles gets his first career Duracell Cup Series victory in an amazing last lap pass on Cody Lamas. And Benjamin Miles, who came into this race ninth in the point standings, may have just clinched himself his first berth into the Duracell Cup Series chase for the championship. How about that? What a race here at Charlotte. Exactly what we were hoping for, a fuel strategy race, and it came down to the final mile and a half. Wow. And now, all 5 drivers that have raced for Northeast Motorsports have picked up a win. It is the second win of the season for Northeast Motorsports as a team. As mentioned, it is the first win of Benjamin Miles' career. And if we go all the way back to Season 1 Daytona 500, Benjamin Miles came into this race riding a 49 race winless streak. If he hadn't won tonight, it would have increased to 50. He snaps it at 49. In his final season in the Duracell Cup Series, he wins one of the crown jewel races here in the Coke 600. And Cody Lamas, it looked like it was his race to lose, and Miles just had so much of a run on him and down the back straightaway, there was nothing Cody could do. I thought Cody might be able to battle back on the top side if he was able to stay alongside the rear out of 4, but Miles got him cleared, and then that was all she wrote. Thought we might have a photo finish, but it was not going to be the case. Cody Lamas, so close to getting that victory, but comes up just about a 10th short, little over a 10th short. Still a great points day for him, though, as Cody comes in this race as the rookie points leader. He also comes in this race struggling in the overall points. 32nd in the standings, so this will move him back up into the top 30 in points. Matt McIntyre, a great run for him. Boy, that team has had a whole lot of momentum this season, ever since getting that win at Texas. He's going to get a podium finish with Matt Haas there in 4th. Another great run for him as well. Some Toyotas up there inside of the top 4, 3 of them in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. How about the rookies, though? You had Cody Lamas there in 2nd. Marcus Sachi brings it home in 5th place, and Derek Hamill in 6th. Very, very impressive that rookies were able to get those finishes here today in maybe one of the more difficult type of races, a fuel strategy race. 7th was Ryan Brommer. Adam Garcia was kind of our out of nowhere driver as he battled back up to 8th. William Brock brings it home in 9th, and Cole Baker is going to complete the top 10. So Baker continuing to make his march back up towards the top 10 after he winning the Daytona 500 found himself down near the danger zone of 30th in points. Jose Mills brings it home with a great run there in 11th. Another driver that was down near that danger zone, 27th in the points coming into this race. So he'll have a nice cushion heading into next week. Ryan Butcher brings it home in 12th. A great performance for that team out of AJR. You got Zach Rogers there, a good run in 13th place. Rogers, I believe, was one of the few that was able to stretch it a little bit further on fuel. Mitchell Collins, boy, he tried something a little bit off sequence, and it almost worked, but he was a lot better off situation-wise after the second round of pit stops than he was after the final round of pit stops. He'll finish 14th, though. James Qualls, a great run for him there in 15th. Rest of your top 10, or top 20, rather, were Dylan Young, Kyle Matthews, Carter Friesen, Keith Batson, and Jordan Lopez. Now, both Collins and Lopez managed to make it to finish 14th and 20th. The one driver that was on the same kind of a sequence but was a little bit earlier as far as when he had to pit was Chris Dollerton. That came back to bite him. He had to pit in the remaining stages of this race, and he finishes 38th as a result. We had all 40 cars finish on the lead lap, 36 of them finished the race, and 36 of them on the lead lap, I should say. Jessica Shelton and Dollerton 1 lap down apiece. Vince Almariego 2 laps down. Same for Benny Watson. Certainly not the run that Benny Watson was looking for, as he had come into this race 22nd in points. This will probably put him again down near the danger zone, and he was down near the danger zone. I think it was heading into either Darlington or Fuel Motorsports Park a couple of weeks ago, so certainly not the run he was looking for. And a lot of drivers down there near the bottom of the results, like Michael Norman, Carson Gum, a couple of former winners from this season. That's going to do it here, though, tonight from Charlotte. My voice is almost gone, but what an exciting 84 laps we had, and Benjamin Miles becomes another first-time winner this season. He joins Cole Baker, Michael Norman, Alexander Rowe, Matt McIntyre, and Dylan Young as first-time winners here this season in the Duracell Cup Series. And the question is, did he clinch himself a playoff position? At this point in time, yes, he has. He's just got to keep that car now up inside the top 30 in the points. Right now, he's going to be up inside the top 5 in the points, so currently a job well done. But thank you all so much for tuning into this race. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We have shown you full finish results, and these are your point standings heading into next week. Next week, we're going road course racing again. We're going to be at the Pensacola Road Course, which brought about really exciting racing last season. Can't wait to see what's going to happen there. Ryan Butcher heads into that one as the defending race winner. But until then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.